around you, next to you. If you find something, don't be panic. You're tainted already, true and true. Sure, it's another test. Oh my body.
Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to the Taiko World Cup 2021. This is the group stage where we get to see the Philippines facing off against the Russian Federation. I'm Mr. Boo, joined alongside Teasel today. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Hello everyone. Welcome to this exciting match. So this is the high seed and the low seed of Group B. So it's a very important match for both of these teams to kind of determine who's going to be getting out of the group.
Absolutely, and it's neither of these teams' first match in their group. I believe the Philippines won against Costa Rica in a clean sweep, and the Russian Federation lost to Argentina, the top seed of the group.
Yeah, that's correct. They did lose in a sweep to Argentina as well, so kind of expected because Argentina is just a very strong team this year.
Right. But this match is pretty important to both of these teams because this is pretty much going to solidify, at least I think, who's going to make it on through group stage into the bracket phase.
Yeah, unless something crazy happens, such as maybe the Philippines beating Argentina or something like that, then yeah, this is pretty much the deciding factor.
Right. Now, it looks like the Philippines won the roll phase, so the Russian Federation is going to be banning first, and they do ban Hard Rock 2. Cutie ladies.
That's quite a strange ban, to be honest, considering all of the players are normally talk about how easy this map is.
Right. Maybe it's a lack of confidence to out-act game the Philippines on a map like that, or it could be the strategy of banning one of the easier maps to prevent the Philippines from getting that kind of point.
Yeah, either kind of option there sounds pretty viable.
But yeah, now at this point we're just waiting on Philippines' ban. I'm trying to remember what the Philippines banned in the last match that I saw from them. I think they banned Hidden 1 on accident, thinking it was Hidden 2.
Oh,
Not a. I know someone did that. Don't quote me on that being the Philippines though, because I might be entirely wrong on who exactly did it, but
yeah, banning the wrong map can be pretty devastating, especially when you're playing under the pretense that a map is available that you think isn't.
right. And I mean, with how different Hidden 1 and Hidden 2 are, that's two completely different skill sets. So, banning the wrong map in that sort of situation can definitely be extremely rough.
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation to be in.
Alright, so they are banning Parasite, which is Nomad 4, the gimmick Nomad map. Kind of a popular ban from what I've seen throughout all the matches in group stage. In fact, I think I think Mango specifically said in the last match that happened 2 hours ago that it is banned twice as much as it is picked.
All right. Yeah, I think I can't really decide if it's the players have just found the map very difficult to kind of get into, or if they just kind of fear the other team having practiced it more.
Right. It's definitely a map that you would have to put in a lot of time to practice on. That and Reincarnation in particular, I think, are two very, very pivotal maps to put in a lot of time on.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting all of the patterns down. Yeah, it's quite difficult. With Reincarnation, though, if you already are a hidden player, it helps a lot.
Absolutely. Now, we're kind of waiting on the Philippines' pick, and kind of knowing the players, they might just start it off with a free mod if I was just kind of going through some speculation. Or could also be Libertas, but I do think it'll probably be either free mod 2 or free mod 1. Or they're just gonna pick No Mod 3.
That's fine too. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's entirely fine. I mean, it's fun to speculate, but it's also I'm 0 for 5, I think, in all of my speculations so far. So it's been pretty rough for me.
All right, not giving them a chance to properly warm up, immediately going for the speed.
Yeah, kind of just having a strong arm sort of decision from the Philippines here. Let's see if it pays off. I know the Philippines played pretty recently, I think, in comparison to Russian Federation. recently, I guess, is a relative term.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to have a look at how these teams have performed in their other matches, so I can't really come up with an idea of what sort of scores they'll be putting out in this match.
Right. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Russian Federation's performances in the previous matches. However, I did see the Philippines match against Costa Rica, was commentating for that one, and Jema is a very, very solid contender that I think Russia is definitely going to have to look out for, especially going into Hard Rock and free mod picks in particular. Jema is a very solid accuracy player, and I think has played in every single point against Costa Rica. But yeah, here we are, starting it off, Pochako with, I think, 1 or 2 100s very, very early on, being the first person to drop their double S.
But with this map being just over 3 minutes long, should see some more 100s coming in from all of the players all around though.
Absolutely. There is a lot of opportunities to make breaks, especially in the more dense sections of the song, which we haven't even seen yet, so... And, I mean, Pochako having a little bit of some earlier axe struggle, again dropping some more 100s, but kind of getting their groove. Now, as I say that, another 100, I think on a finisher, but... Jema dropping double S along with Den.
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah. Just had to look at that name for a little bit. I'm like, do I pronounce it with the numbers? Nightflower still holding double S through the first third of the song. Very solid play so far. Den now dropping another 100, dropping below Jema's 100 play, but Pochako with the, it looks like 6 or 5 100s. That's definitely going to bring the accuracy lead to Russia as they continue to hold on through the first half of the map. It's still anyone's game. So a word from from producers. It's Denchik.
Denchik, okay. Oh, and the score's actually flickering between both sides now.
Yeah, they're just 100 between players, and I think there was some issues with 100s, or either that, or I think Jema was just holding a 100 lead over Denchik. Nightflower there with a break. It's gonna be slightly pulling the score over to the Philippines now as we kind of get through the last dense section of the map. Here's those finishers, no player having any sort of trouble there. As long as the Philippines can hold on, not make any sort of breaks, and that's what it looks like we're about to see. With that unfortunate singular break from Nightflower, we do see the Philippines taking the first point of the match.
Yeah, without that break from Nightflower, that would have actually been a tie based on the 100s alone.
Actually, yeah. Wow. Really, really close.
It is possible it could have come down to slider ticks, though.
Yeah, yeah. Because the slider ticks are pretty dense.
Yeah, if you take a look at Denchik and Pochko's score, they both had 8 100s, but Denchik did have a higher score. But that's a very good sign for the Philippines winning their own pick very early on. So now we're going to be moving over to Russia's pick.
Right, no break point so far, not starting off the match with one, so with Russian Federation to pick, with how close that was, I mean, we could definitely see a very, very close match on our hands.
Yeah, I believe both of these teams are pretty close in seeding as well. I don't have the kind of exact numbers, but yeah, I think they're pretty close.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what Russian Federation is going to pick. Could be a free mod, although I feel like there's a lot of players on the Russian Federation team who are going to be able to have a solid 2-mod score. And with the Philippines, I mean, JME can perform very, very well on Hard Rock alone, and I think Pochako and quite a few people from the Philippines team actually, like, if I remember correctly, just let me pull this up.
Yeah, I believe they had Hard Rock some free mods in their previous match.
Yeah. We do see free mod 1 getting picked. Yeah, Pochako is definitely capable of doing hidden Hard Rock, especially on a map like this. I think that's what we've seen in their previous match. JME probably going to go with the Hard Rock. And I know Ramazi is also a very consistent player as well. On the other hand, Russian Federation does have Twinty. Twinty is a very solid mod player.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what mod combinations we have coming out from Russia. Whether they're gonna try match with the mods, or if they're gonna play it safe.
Dialing in some settings here from the ref before we start things off. I'm just trying to think, is Twinty gonna go with Hard Rock? Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. However, Nightflower only going with Hidden, so they're gonna have the safety of not having to play with HDHR, but the Philippines does have a mod advantage.
So if we're going to want to see Russia taking their own point, we're going to need to see some very low accuracy coming from the Philippines or some misses.
Right, there's going to have to be, like, if all players do get an S, there has to be a 2% AC difference to sort of nullify that one mod of advantage that the players have. Now, we do kind of see that Pochako is below 98%, although now with their groove, they are finding themselves climbing back up.
Yeah, once we get to the kind of weirder sections more towards the middle and the end of the map like this one, that's where I'll expect to see the misses and the 100s coming in.
Absolutely. Now, Twinty holding really strong with a nice 99.25 AC on Hard Rock. However, JME, although just picking up that 100 is still at a 99.68. Twinty, unfortunately, breaking there. Just as you said, that sort of middle section with more dense and awkward patterning there, proving to be a little bit difficult to read. Maybe that was nerves, though.
Yeah, that puts Philippines in a very favorable position for this map, with only about a quarter of it left.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have to see a break at this point, probably from both players, to see a return to the Russian Federation's favor on this map. There's a little bit more map to go, though. Pachako.
Oh, Pachako missing, but I don't think there's enough time for the score to flip over to Russia.
Yeah, not yet. And especially considering Jame's really strong accuracy. That is going to be the first breakpoint heading over to the Philippines.
Only 17 100s total from Pachako there. Managing to stay pretty on top of the 100 count compared to all the other players in the lobby, despite playing Hidden and Hard Rock.
Right, and I mean, both Twinty and Nightflower had very, very good accuracies that could definitely rival the Philippines in terms of raw performance. But yeah, that mod advantage was really something that helped the Philippines out quite immensely there. So that initial pick into free mod might not have gone the way that they planned, and they might be avoiding those, at least for the time being. We might see some more force mods. Both hiddens are still open though.
Yeah, we do also have Hard Rock 1. And with Russia banning that one, that could be a good pick coming from the Philippines.
Definitely.
Although looking at Twinty's Hard Rock performance, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Twinty is very solid with Hard Rock, and I feel like Libertas is going to play more of a favoritism to Twinty over Jame, I think. But yeah, Philippines definitely thinking about this next pick. And they decide to go with Hidden too. Oh. God.
Oh, so we are going with Slow Hidden.
Yeah, this is a very, very tricky map.
Not your traditional slow hidden. Starts off with some slow stuff and then slowly builds its way up to a kind of much more intense and normal speed KI. And then slowing all the way down again to what would be the equivalent of 20 BPM.
Right. And the interesting thing about this being the quote-unquote slow hidden is that the style of this hidden pick definitely tests different facets of hard to read HR maps. It's not just really slow patterning that kind of hides itself for quite a while. It's a lot of different varying SVs. You have the varying finisher sections. You have that slow but repetitive pattern that happens at the very end of the map. And you just have a generally slow map around most of the other sections I haven't previously mentioned, so it is rough, and it definitely requires quite a bit of practice. So let's see if these players have done so and put in that time.
Every player so far has dropped their double S.
Understandable. Very, very slow and hard to act on the intro.
The DKD not catching anybody out.
Very good sign here. I mean, here comes those varying SV finishers. Or overlapping finishes, I should say. currently it's looking like... Oh, Twinty unfortunately breaking there.
Yeah, just mistiming that triple there. And with Nightflower's accuracy kind of being below both of the Philippines players, it gives them a good lead.
Here is what I would personally say is the easiest section of the map, although Pochako there breaking. A lot of finishers. It looks like all of the players are hitting them correctly. Twinty again with another break on those semi-ninja finishers. Alright, and here's that repetitive patterning that goes down to what would be the equivalent of 20 BPM. But it looks like the Philippines is going to hold on with 2 full combos above the 98% mark, both by Pochako and Finby. Nightflower, the highest score of the lobby, a phenomenal play at 1,020,000, a 14,100 play. Oh, actually, Pochako did not have
Yeah,
the full
they missed
combo.
during the Kiai.
No, it's just that slightly lower act from Twinty plus those misses.
With Philippines now up on Russia by 3 points, it puts Russia in quite a bad situation. We are back to their point, but they're going to need to make these picks count even more. Especially since they now know that the Philippines can take a break point from them.
I could see Hard Rock 1 play potentially from Russian Federation. I mean, maybe the DTs, although maybe unbeknownst to the Russian Federation, I think the Philippines is pretty solid with AC game, especially on something like, as I was about to say, Chariot, which is what they do decide to pick. This is going to be a risky pick.
Yeah, much more focused on the accuracy and just weird patterns over the speed itself.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very technical. But currently with the score at 3-0, if the Philippines does win this next break point, that's going to spell quite a bit of pressure on Russian Federation as the Philippines does go to match point, forcing a tiebreaker if that were to become the case from a reverse sweep. Now, this is all speculation.
Yeah, we are seeing a roster change for the Philippines. We have JMAC coming back in.
Yeah, a lot of these picks I think that I've seen beforehand, Jaima has pretty much played in every single point. I think we're going to be swapping out Pochako for Rimazi. Alright, so it looks like all the players are ready. We might see this match be kicking off here in a little bit. This is a really rough map to hack with base OD of 5, all of the patterning, and I mean, it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds of pretty, uh, pretty flowy, but honestly, almost kind of counterintuitive patterning.
Yeah, definitely. And with double time OD making this up to somewhere around 8.4 or even higher, it's yeah, the accuracy is such a big factor.
And as we're seeing Nightflower there with a couple of early 100s, Twinty as well dropping the double S. There is no double S on the board anymore. Ooh, and that 100 from Twinty on the finisher. Do keep a note of that in case we do get into a tie-like circumstance. However, JMath dropping. That's definitely going to be swinging the score over to Russia's favor. Now here's all these doubles and off patterning.
Yeah, the scores are just so close. It's only about 1 or 2 100s in it.
Yeah, just about. If Nightflower does clean up their act, they could pull ahead a little bit more, because Russia does have that combo momentum off of JMath, who did drop earlier, but still, like, that drop was almost like nothing to JMath's act.
Yeah, and with his combo almost being 400 now, that score difference isn't going to be affecting Russia anymore. And Philippines does barely take back the lead.
JMath picking up a couple more 100s, but Nightflower holding it around 98.7 act. Twinty. Oh, as I mentioned their name, dropping.
Yeah, unless we see a miss coming from the Philippines, that's a pretty confirmed point for them. Because there's just such little left of the map.
And with that, that is another point over to the Philippines. Those unfortunate misses from Twinty there.
Very incredible plays all around, though, from all of the players.
Absolutely.
Really good accuracy. It was just both teams were very good.
Yeah, like, just really consistent. All of these players within 0.15 of 99% act, two players being above 99% on a map like this, that is extremely impressive. But this does put a lot of pressure on the Russian Federation here, because this is Philippines' match point and their pick. They're going to have to start gaining a couple of break points starting right now.
Yeah, and it's quite dangerous, as this is the Philippines pick, and they're going with Hidden 1.
Oh. Kind of capitalizing on the performance from Reincarnation. Although, honestly, every single one of these points has been so close. Their skill sets are very, very similar, whether it's nerves that's preventing Russia from locking it down and securing any point, or what. There's a lot of possible factors that could be playing into their team's performances at the moment, but yeah, this is extremely close. I could definitely see some of these later picks going either way, although the Philippines does have two more free mod picks, and from what we saw from free mod 1, that could be very interesting. Now, there is a team substitution here. Philippines swapping out JMath for Aerie.
Yeah, first time seeing them this match.
Looks like Nightflower and Twinty still holding strong on the Russian Federation side, however.
Yeah, with this map, while it's kind of much more the regular hidden map, um, and being at kind of a normal BPM, it still has its slower sections. Some notes going fairly slow. It has lots of timing changes that are very easy to catch players out on.
Right. But yeah, it looks like we have the match starting here in the next couple of seconds. This could be it, or this could be the start of a reverse sweep from Russian Federation. We don't know. All we can do is watch now as the match is underway. And from pretty much every time I've seen this map getting played, the intro does catch quite a few 100s from a couple of players off guard. So let's see. Yeah. Both players from the Russian Federation actually dropping the double S. Aerie kind of having a pretty heavy drop. And again with another... Oh. This is actually quite a few drops.
Pochiko finding a miss as well. I mean, I currently see over a 100,000 score lead in favor of Russia.
Yeah, and I mean, we're only through the first third. Now, Nightflower dropping at the same time as Aerie. I was just about to comment on the fact that the Russian Federation both still have S. Now it's only Twinty holding that crown. But there's still quite a significant combo momentum over to Russia, with Twinty being above 400. Alright, here's the guitar solo, with a lot of 1-4 to 1-3 snapping changes. Could trip up some people who aren't necessarily prepared. It looks like Aerie is finding their footing and doing quite a bit better than the way that they did at the beginning, but I think that was a little bit too late as we get into the last quarter of the map. Such a significant point lead for the Russian Federation. This is probably gonna be their first point, yeah, and with that drop from Aerie on the final section, there really isn't that many, there isn't enough notes. Oh! Nightflower and Aerie both dropping on the last 1-8 cat. Right there at the very end.
Yeah, it's a very evil pattern.
Yeah, especially off the bar line, it's rough to read correctly, but yeah, Twinty with a phenomenal 24 miss. Silver S, the only S in the lobby, and a great play that propelled the Russian Federation to that first point. Yeah, so, I mean, taking that break point from the Philippines on the Philippines' match point, that could be a significant momentum boost for the Russian Federation, both in terms of confidence, reducing nerves, and kind of instilling a little bit of fear into the Philippines.
Yeah, now we're back to their pick. It's just so important that they take their time to choose the correct map.
There's a lot of options for the Russian Federation here. I do feel like Hard Rock 1 could be a potential pick. DT2 is still available, although DT2 is a lot different of a skill set than Chariot.
Yeah, much more focused on speed and stamina. Pretty much the complete opposite, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I really do feel like they need to avoid the free mods. Now, they do go with Hard Rock 1. So we are seeing a couple of subs on the Philippines side. We're saying goodbye to Eri for the time being and bringing in Jame once again. Very understandable. Jame is probably one of the best hard rock, I would actually say is probably the best hard rock player on the Philippines team. And we're bringing in Denchik for the Russian Federation side as we do start this map. Little bit of syncing on the Bancho client. 20 getting a 100 on the very first note, which is a finisher. Now Jame dropping very, very early. Pochako as well dropping the double S. A lot happening in the first 10 seconds of the map here.
Denchik being the only player to maintain the double S, though.
Yeah, through the intro. Now a couple of 100 drops there from Denchik. Now 20 is holding a very, very good accuracy. Pochako as well. I believe that's a 1 or 2 100 plays so far. But... oh, wow. Both Twinty and Denchik playing that Doncat alternating 1-6? It's like 1-5, 1-6-ish. Very well.
Yeah, both of the Philippines players picking up quite a few 100s on the end of that one.
Jame climbing back above the 99% mark. Pochako did drop quite a bit of AC a little bit earlier, so now both Denchik and Twinty holding the top AC scores of the leaderboard. And with the fact that neither of them have dropped yet, the score is leaning quite favorably in the Russian Federation's side. There's not much of the map left. There's only about a quarter. Jame getting a couple of 100s on that 1-6 cat burst.
They're still not completely safe yet. The scores are still fairly close. A single miss could change the fate of this point.
As you were just mentioning it, Denchik does miss. Now Pochako
matches it.
Yeah, that triple don, triple cat 1-6 pattern is rough. A lot of players are not fans of it. And it did show, but yeah, that immediate response from Pochako definitely led another point to the Russian Federation as Twinty holding a 11-100 no misplay. Very, very solid performance from Twinty, the lowest 100 count in the lobby. Beating out even Jame.
Jame with a similar 12-100 play with just one unfortunate miss coming in.
Yeah, we could very well be watching the start of the Russian reverse sweep here. There's a very solid comeback going on now. Russia does have a little bit of pressure built up here now. They've got the momentum. They're fighting against the Philippines, who is still on match point, but it's match point, and now it's the Philippines' pick, so they're going to have to hit yet another breakpoint. However, this is the last breakpoint that they would need. If they can secure this breakpoint, they'll just have to win their pick, and we'll see tiebreaker.
And we see the Philippines pick double time 2. For those that like VTuber, there you go. This is the map you've all been waiting for.
We are seeing a sub in for Akonine. Looks like the Philippines is going to hold solid with Pochako and Jame. This one's gonna be very interesting and very close. Ako9 definitely coming in here. All right, we're gonna have to sync the client just a little bit here. Twinty having a couple of early AC issues. But now as we're synced back up, it looks like both Jayma and Twinty are at the same accuracy. Ako9, phenomenal work with that double S through the intro section here. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just see that. Scores are flickering left and right. Pachaco there with a break. That's gonna spell some trouble for the Philippines if there is no response from Russian Federation, but judging Ako9's UR and how comfortable they seem through this map, it's gonna have to be something like a misread to see a miss from them. Twinty, on the other hand, also doing pretty solid, just teetering right below that 99% mark. Ako9, unfortunately.
That's going to give Philippines the lead.
Yeah, especially considering the AC difference. With Jayma and Pachaco combined, Twinty unfortunately dropping as well. That is both players from the Russian Federation now who do not have an S. And that's going to be quite a significant combo momentum from the Philippines as we go into the second Ki section.
Yeah, so all eyes are on Jayma now, being the final player to hold a full combo.
Jayma is such a consistent player, it's really going to have to be a misread or some form of a nerve problem that's going to happen. Ako9 dropping yet again, really not what the Russian Federation is looking for right now. Jayma now both with the highest combo and the highest accuracy, although picking up quite a few 100s as we get into the final Ki. Jayma and Pachaco both with identical acts, although Pachaco less 100s, more misses. Twinty holding very strong after that one break, but that's really what they didn't need was breaks from both Ako9 and Twinty, and with that map ending, we do see the Philippines taking that final point.
So that means the Philippines are winning this match against Russia. Very, very well played to both of these teams. As normal, the points that we see at the end of the match never really tell the full story of the players of like each map and how close they all are.
Right, like, I mean, so many extremely close calls where you can almost just attribute it to nerves robbing the Russian Federation of certain points. But yeah, again, congratulations to the Philippines here. This is not an upset as far as I'm aware, because the Philippines is the high seed.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so anyway, are we... I don't know if there are any matches still continuing. No, okay, so we're actually going to wait around just about 15 minutes for the next match. But
yeah,